Hello, everybody. Welcome to From Darkness to Life Recovery Coaching, Life Coaching, and my Tell It Like It Is YouTube channels, and my Spreaker.com podcast, Opening Pandora's Box radio podcast. I'm your host. Y'all know who I am by now. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode. I appreciate y'all for joining me for this episode. If you guys like the commentary, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification button to receive notification of my videos. If you like the podcast, please become a member of the podcast by going to Spreaker.com/ opening Pandora's box. If you guys want to hear all of my podcasts, please go to my name, ASHA.MARIAMA, and you will see all of my podcasts. Now, I'm a certified recovery life coach, all about helping people on their paths, their journeys, and their purpose to a new and better you through self discovery. I help people as far as life coaching when it comes to recovery and healing. This particular podcast is all about choices and decisions and what happens when you make these decisions and how they impact and affect your life. Now, we're going to basically talk about Pandora's box because I feel like that is something we need to talk about. But before we do talk about that, there's a video I would like y'all to see when it comes to um being perfectly imperfect. Now, I'm going to show this video for a reason. This is all about we are perfectly imperfect, embracing flaws for true personal growth and resilience, and it's based upon Stoic wisdom. Now, why is this important? This is important because when it comes to opening Pandora's box, we have to first understand that we all are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I don't even know why people try to even strive for perfection because there ain't no such thing as it. There is no such thing as perfection in any shape, form, or fashion whatsoever. And when it came down to Pandora's box, Pandora had a box that Zeus gave her. And at first, she didn't open the box for many years. And then one day, out of curiosity, she decided to open the box. No differently when it came to Eve and it came to the forbidden fruit. So at the end of the day, this video talks about how we're not perfect and how we make mistakes and how nobody has the right to judge anybody as far as the mistakes you made in your past. Nobody has the right to throw in your face what happened to you 20, 30 years ago. You don't know what the circumstance was. You don't know why this person did what they did. It's just like people getting out of jail and they get out of jail and they can't get a job because of what they did and they're still being pretty much held accountable for something that happened 20, 30 years ago. And then you may have somebody that may have unalived somebody but may was able to make amends to the family. Stuff like that happens too. So at the end of the day, the fact that people don't know how to forgive, the fact that people want to use people's past or use their flaws and imperfections as a weapon against them, me, I learn how to use mine against a weapon against them. So you have to learn how to use weapons against, as far as your flaws and imperfections against them. Because nobody can hurt you if you're not impacted or affected by your flaws or imperfections. So when you talk about opening Pandora's box, it means that I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, you're in a car, right? You're driving, you're on your way somewhere, and all of a sudden somebody hits your car. Now, opening Pandora's box would be, how do I react to it? How do I deal with it? What what am I going to say to this person? This person hit my car. Am I going to cuss them out? Am I going to go off on them? Or am I going to ask them, number one, are you okay? And then number two, sit there and wait for the police to get there to basically get each other's information. So basically, essentially, we'll be able to figure out what happened. So another example is can be I was in a car accident, my first car accident, and I was very much, very, very much hurt. And when the police came, they asked us to leave. Come to find out, the person that hit my car was a commander's wife. And so to protect her, they asked me and the other person to leave instead of trying to find out what happened. So when you expect other people to be people that's going to do certain things, sometimes that can end up being very bad, because at the end of the day, nobody's obligated to do anything for you. So that's my point that I'm trying to make. I don't trust anybody when it comes to making sure certain things are done. That's why I'm always going to make sure that they're done. I don't care if somebody says, well, I'll do it. Nope, I'm going to make sure you do it. Because that's what happened to my dad when it came to one of my apartments. Instead of him doing the floors, he didn't do it. So, yeah. That's why I always go behind people and make sure everything is done that need to be done before I do anything. So I'm gonna put this video on because I gotta go get my tea. So I'm gonna go get my tea right quick, and then I will be back and watch this video with you guys. It's like 11 minutes, but this is what I mean when I say about opening Pandora's box. And then we are gonna get into the story of Pandora's box as well. So give me a second. I'm gonna share my screen, and then I'm gonna mute myself, and then I'm gonna come back in between if I see something I find interesting. So I'm going to mute myself, and then I will come back periodically. So give me a second.
Inspire IQ. Welcome to Stoic Inspire IQ, where we explore the depths of personal growth, resilience, and inner strength. Today, we're diving into a powerful and liberating concept. We all are perfectly imperfect. This journey is about embracing our flaws, understanding our true selves, and finding strength in our uniqueness. In a world that often pressures us to present a flawless image, it's easy to feel inadequate. But what if I told you that your imperfections are not just acceptable, they're essential to your journey? Let's explore how embracing our imperfections can lead us to a more authentic and fulfilling life. The myth of perfection. The pursuit of perfection is an age-old quest, glorified by media, society, and even us. We see flawless celebrities, perfect homes, and idealized lifestyles. But let's take a moment to dissect this illusion. The flaw in the flawless. Perfection is a moving target, constantly shifting and evolving. What seems perfect today might not be tomorrow. The pressure to conform to an ideal standard can lead to stress, anxiety, and a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. Think about it. Perfectionism is not just about looking flawless. It's about living up to unrealistic expectations. It's about comparing ourselves to others who, just like us, have their own struggles and imperfections. Real perfection lies in imperfection. The truth is, perfection is not only unattainable, it's irrelevant. Our flaws are what make us unique, what connect us to others, and what give our lives richness and depth. Embracing imperfections means accepting that being human is about growth, learning, and evolving. The power of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but it's actually a strength. It's the courage to show up and be seen, to share our struggles and challenges. Vulnerability allows us to connect deeply with others and to live more authentically. The courage to be authentic. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we let go of the need to hide behind a mask of perfection. We start to accept ourselves as we are, flaws and all. This self-acceptance is a powerful foundation for personal growth. By embracing vulnerability, we also open the door to genuine relationships. People connect with our real selves, not with an idealized version we present. This genuine connection fosters trust, empathy, and support. Lessons from imperfections. Each imperfection carries a lesson. Whether it's a failure, a mistake, or a perceived flaw, it's an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Embracing these lessons helps us build resilience and strength. Stories of imperfection. Let's look at some inspiring stories of people who have embraced their imperfections and turned them into sources of strength and inspiration. The story of J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. She struggled with depression and financial difficulties, but her perseverance and willingness to embrace her imperfections led to one of the most beloved series of our time. Rowling's story reminds us that our struggles and setbacks are not barriers to success, but stepping stones. Her willingness to embrace her imperfections allowed her to create something truly magical. The journey of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey overcame a difficult childhood marked by abuse and poverty. Her journey to becoming a media mogul was filled with challenges, but her resilience and authenticity turned her experiences into a platform for inspiring others. Oprah's story is a testament to the power of embracing our past and using it as a source of strength. Her imperfections and struggles became the foundation of her incredible success. The science of imperfection.
Let's talk about those two, shall we? The lady that created Harry Potter. You have to understand where comedy came from. Comedy came from people that were made fun of, and the way that they got through it is through laughter. And you'll notice that a lot of comics are not drop dead gorgeous people. There are people that actually are funny. Kevin Hart, I'm very sure, got picked on quite a lot. And how he got through it was laughter. You had Bernie Mac, you had a lot of different people. But some of the most funniest people, or what society would consider some of the most unattractive people, that seem to be the most funniest. Some of the most talented singers are not very drop dead gorgeous people. They're actually people that would be considered unattractive. But the reason why they put attractive people and make it seem like they have the better talent is because they look better. But you'll be amazed how many people have drop dead gorgeous voices and they're not attractive at all. They're just regular people, average looking people that have a talent. But yet, beautiful people want to take over everything that someone that is unattractive or average seems to do. So when you think about opening Pandora's box, it's just like when you saw In the Color Purple, when you saw Suge, when she heard that song, God Trying to Tell Me Something, and she heard it in the church, and her sister was trying to sing the song, and yet still she couldn't sing that song the way she sung that song. Boy, baby, I'm trying to tell you, God was trying to tell her something. So when it came down to that, it's just the same thing. So even though she went down a different path than what her father wanted to, and even though she went down a secular world, what happened? She turned around and went right back to God. So even though you may go down that road to evil and the secular world, it don't mean that you can't go back to God. And that's pretty much what this is about. How you go from being in that box to going out into the world of negativity and the world of chaos and destruction. And now you find your way back to you. You done try to be like everybody else, and now you done found yourself back to yourself. Because all the thing that happens. It isn't until you get to your late 30s and your early 40s that you find your way back to yourself. After you done been everybody else except you. Trying to dress like everybody else, act like everybody else, think like everybody else, become like everybody else. And now None of that has worked for you in any way, and now you're back to yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the video, and then we'll talk about it more. So the same thing, like what he said, the fact that Oprah was an overweight woman who basically now is a multi-billionaire. Go figure. So let's continue.
Let's delve into the science behind imperfection. Research shows that accepting and embracing our flaws can lead to better mental health and overall well-being. The psychology of self-acceptance. Studies reveal that self-compassion and self-acceptance are linked to lower levels of anxiety and depression. By acknowledging our imperfections, we reduce the pressure to conform to unrealistic standards. Self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, even when we fall short. This shift in mindset can lead to greater emotional resilience and a more positive outlook on life. The benefits of embracing imperfection. Embracing our imperfections fosters creativity and innovation. When we accept that making mistakes is part of the process, we become more open to trying new things and exploring new ideas. Imperfections are often the birthplace of creativity. They push us to think outside the box, experiment, and discover new solutions. This acceptance can lead to personal and professional growth.
Hello, my name is Quentin Merritt. I'm a mathematician and a physicist here, a double major, and I also just won the most...
Practical steps to embrace imperfection. So,
Okay, let me stop there for a minute. That's how you got most of your leaders and most of your greatest people of all time. These were not people that were perfect. These were people that had talent. These are people that basically were able to do things that a lot of people could never do. So even though you may not be perfect, but your talent speaks for itself. You worked hard to create your talent and make your talent to what it is. And so that's really important that people understand that the people that work the hardest are people that are not exactly society standard. And yeah, they got to work 10 times or 20 times harder than somebody else to be the best version of themselves. But that's how you have innovators. Innovators are people that are not always attractive. It can be people that's unattractive that are pretty much innovators because they're the ones that have more to prove. They have more to have to go through in order to be the best version of themselves. Where you have other people that have it easier, where because of their looks or because their society standards, they can get whatever it is that they want. Or if they rob, steal, and all this other stuff, as far as committing crimes, then yeah. But then you have other people that's not trying to do either one. They're not trying to be society standards and they're not trying to commit a crime to basically be accepted or whatever. They're just gonna, if they have to suffer, then they'll suffer. But at the same time, they're doing what they need to do in order to not only survive, but they're sitting still until God tells them to move. So there's not everybody, because they hit rock bottom, is automatically gonna commit a crime. Not everybody that hits rock bottom is gonna automatically go get plastic surgery. Not everybody that hits rock bottom is gonna sit up here and be like, woe is me. No, they're going to get up and do what they need to do. They accept the body that they're in. They're not trying to go get plastic surgery. They're not trying to do any of that because they love themselves. So when you talk about opening Pandora's box, it means that whatever it is your five senses present to you, you have to decide whether or not you're going to consume or acknowledge it or not. And if you choose to acknowledge it, then what are you going to do with it? Are you going to react to it? Are you going to behave from it? Or are you going to, whatever choice you make, your actions and behavior are going to react to it? Now, does your actions, behavior have to react to it? No. You can just walk away and let it be that and not even worry about what you lost, because everything that person took, something new is going to come into its place. So just because somebody took money from you does not mean that money is not going to replace. It's just going to be doubled. So every time somebody borrow money from you and you don't get your money back, God is going to make sure you get twice, if not 1,000 times more than what you got. That's why I don't worry about stuff like that. Because I know that even though I did what I did for that person, God is going to bless me for it because of the fact I did the right thing. Even though I didn't get reciprocated from that person, I got reciprocated by God. And that's what matters. So it isn't about whether somebody uses you, take advantage of you, bamboozle you, and lead you astray. What does matter is that you are not allowing negative people to keep you from being the best version of yourself. So what? These people did what they did. You're still standing, you're still breathing, you're still living, right? That's all that matters. Even if you come home and all your stuff is gone, if you got renter's insurance, then all you gotta do is that stuff will be replaced. Well, not replaced, but you'll get something new. I don't even like the word replace. I don't even like anything with the word R in it, E in it. Because you're not gonna read anything. Everything you get is gonna be brand new. Otherwise, I don't even understand why we even say the word read anything because you're newly getting it. So even though it's being replaced, you're still getting something new. So that's why I said I never understood that logic. But I'm gonna continue on this video and keep it pushing.
How can we start embracing our imperfections and live more authentically? Here are some practical steps to guide you on this journey. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. When you make a mistake or face a challenge, be gentle with yourself. Remember that imperfection is part of being human. Self-compassion involves recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that these mistakes do not define your worth. By practicing self-compassion, you build a healthier relationship with yourself. Challenge perfectionistic thoughts. Pay attention to the thoughts that drive your perfectionism. Challenge these thoughts by asking yourself if they are realistic or helpful. Replace them with more balanced and compassionate perspectives. Cognitive behavioral techniques can help you reframe perfectionistic thoughts. By challenging and changing these thoughts, you can reduce the pressure and anxiety associated with trying to be perfect. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. View failures and mistakes as valuable learning experiences. Each setback is an opportunity to grow, adapt, and improve. Embracing this mindset can make the journey more fulfilling. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to success. By embracing failure as a learning opportunity, you build resilience and gain valuable insights that contribute to your growth.
Okay, let's talk about that. A lot of y'all keep thinking when you go through something that it's the end all be all, when in all actuality it ain't the end all be all at all. The only way it's the end all be all if you lose your life. So as long as you're still on this planet, no matter what you go through, everything is a stepping stone to something new and something better. That's why I said you got to get out of the fourth dimension in order for you to really see that. Once you get away from society standards and you get away from the fourth dimension, you're going to see how much that's out there. A lot of people like to stay where they at. They like to stay stagnant. And then you have some people that like to just, continue to see what's out there. Those are people that understand that even though negativity is out there, they're still going to go out there and be in the world, and they're still going to go out there and live their life. They're not going to stay stagnant. They're not going to be, because the fact of the matter, they may not be society standards. It doesn't mean they're not going to travel the world. They're going to just go out there to see what's out there and what they can learn from. There are people out here who's not worried about whether they lose everything or not. They're still going to continue to thrive and be the best version of themselves no matter what. That's just what they're going to do. They're not going to sit up here and be like, oh my God, I lost this. Oh my God, I lost that. They're like, okay, well, it's gone. So I guess it wasn't meant for me to have it. Or they end up getting something new and better than what they already had. So they've learned that negativity is just a way of moving things out the way that don't belong. And then not only that, giving you a new found appreciation of the fact that you got through what you got through. So a lot of people don't even appreciate the fact that they got through what they got through. They just continue going through the same nonsense over and over and over again. So when you talk about opening Pandora's box, it means that not only did you open the box, but also you let out something that's going to cause a bunch of chaos, destruction, and trauma, and depression and anxiety, or maybe even suicide or suicide attempts. But at the end of the day, the only thing that was left in the box was hope. That was it. So let's continue.
Celebrate your uniqueness. Acknowledge and celebrate what makes you unique. Embrace your quirks, strengths, and even your flaws. Your individuality is what sets you apart and adds richness to your life. Celebrating your uniqueness involves recognizing and valuing the qualities that make you who you are. By doing so, you enhance your self-esteem and develop a deeper sense of self-acceptance. Surround yourself with supportive people. Build a network of supportive friends, family, and mentors who encourage you to embrace your imperfections. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can reinforce your journey towards self-acceptance. Supportive relationships provide a nurturing environment where you can freely express yourself and grow. Seek out people who uplift you and help you see your true worth. The journey of self-discovery. Embracing our imperfections is not a destination, but a continuous journey of self-discovery. It involves exploring new interests, taking on challenges, and reflecting on our growth. The adventure of self-exploration. Self-discovery is about exploring who you are and what you value. It's a journey filled with twists and turns, successes and setbacks. Embrace this adventure with an open mind and heart. As you explore new aspects of yourself, you'll uncover hidden strengths and passions. This process of self-discovery enriches your life and helps you embrace your true self. Finding joy in the journey. The journey towards embracing imperfections and discovering your true self is filled with moments of joy and fulfillment. Celebrate each step along the way and find joy in the process. Finding joy in the journey involves appreciating the small victories and the growth that comes from overcoming challenges. Embrace each moment with gratitude and enthusiasm. Remember this: we all are perfectly imperfect. Our flaws, struggles, and unique qualities make us who we are and contribute to our journey of self-discovery. By embracing your imperfections, you free yourself from the constraints of unrealistic expectations. You open the door to authentic living, meaningful connections, and personal growth. Your imperfections are not something to be ashamed of, but celebrated. They are an integral part of your story, and they contribute to the beautiful tapestry of your life. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and acceptance. If you found this video inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Inspire IQ for more content on personal growth and resilience. Remember, you are perfectly imperfect, and that's something to be celebrated.
So this is why I say that when you're on a journey of self-discovery, you're gonna have some triumphs and you're gonna have some failures. You're gonna have to accept some very harsh truths that you don't want to accept. But in the end, you're gonna become a better person for accepting those imperfections and flaws. So you're gonna be a much better person when you accept yourself for who you are and the person that you want to be. So it's not about being what everybody else wants you to be. It's about being who you choose to be about yourself. So again, there's nothing wrong with being who you are and not being what everybody else wants you to be. Like I said, nothing that you do is going to start off perfectly. Everything's going to start off in a certain way. So regardless of which way you choose to do it, it's still going to be, you know, it's still going to be your decisions and your choices. You're not going to know how to make the right decisions until you learn how to be the best version of yourself. You think, so even though you may think that, okay, I got it all together, I know what I'm doing, and in all actuality, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. A lot of people don't know how to live their lives. A lot of people don't know how to be happy. A lot of people, happiness is based upon somebody else, and there are other people that are happy off somebody else's misery. So we're going to talk about the story of Pandora's box and how that correlates with every choice, every decision, every action, every behavior. Now, everybody has a box. Everybody has a box that Pandora had. But if you open that box, understand you can't close that box. And whatever comes out that box can impact and affect your life in the long term. So let's go into the story of Pandora's box and how the story came to be. And I'm going to share my screen and take myself and mute myself. And we're going to listen to the actual story of how Pandora's box came to be and what the story was about and how this correlates to you, because God gives all of us a box. All of us, God has given us a lot of things. The question is, there's two boxes. There's a box that is positive and a box that's negative. Just like there's two doors, and whichever door you choose to walk into will be whatever choice you make. So let's get into that. So excuse me, I'm sorry, I got acid reflux. So I'm gonna share my screen, and then we're gonna get into Pandora's box. So let me take myself and mute myself, and then we'll get started. Sorry.
Video, we will talk about Pandora's box. The mythological story of Pandora's box is regarded as one of Greek mythology's most descriptive narratives of human conduct. The ancient Greeks used this myth not only to educate themselves about human faults, but also to explain various human misfortunes, since it demonstrated the flaws of human nature and curiosity. The Pandora myth is a lesson on human fragility, but it is also an explanation for why men live arduous and challenging lives filled with disaster and suffering. And it can all be traced back to Pandora, who the Greeks believed was the first woman ever created. Pandora did not come into being through natural methods. She was a creation of the gods, beginning with Zeus's notion. Zeus could have ordered her creation for a number of reasons. To aid your curiosity about why Zeus created Pandora and why he punished mankind, stay tuned and watch this video. Pandora, according to the myth, was the first woman on Earth. She was created by gods, and each one of them gave her a gift. Therefore, her name means the one who bears all gifts in Greek. One of these presents was a jar containing all of the world's misfortunes and diseases. Pandora was created as a punishment for mankind. Zeus wished to punish humankind for stealing fire to give to them. According to Hesiod, her powers were gloriously wicked. Aren't you curious, how did the Olympian gods and goddesses create Pandora? Here's how. Hephaestus got to work almost immediately. He combined earth and water to create a sweet, lovely maiden shape, like to the immortal goddesses in face. Athena adorned this new being in a gorgeous silvery robe and taught it needlework and weaving. Then came Aphrodite, who added a touch of elegance and yearning to the mix. The Graces and Peitho, persuasion, bestowed golden necklaces on the being, and the rich-haired Hore adorned its head with a flowery wreath. Finally, Hermes gave it the voice of humanity, and, at Zeus's command, contrived numerous lies and cunning statements inside it. Why did Zeus punish mankind? After Prometheus stole fire from Olympus and brought it back to Earth in a fennel stack, Zeus became enraged and resolved to give people something to compensate for their newfound wealth. An evil thing for men as the price of fire. In Greek mythology, the Titan Prometheus was a cunning trickster who famously gave the human race the gift of fire and the skill of metalwork, for which he was punished by Zeus, who made sure that an eagle ate at the Titan's liver every day while he was helplessly chained to a rock. Worse, the liver regrew every night, and the eagle returned every day to taunt Prometheus. Fortunately for man's benefactor, but only after many years, the hero Hercules killed the eagle with one of his arrows while passing by one day during his famous labors. Feeling sorry for man's helpless and naked plight, Prometheus stormed Hephaestus and Athena's workshop on Mount Olympus and stole fire, hiding it in a hollow fennel stalk and giving it to man as a valued gift to help him in life's fight. The Titan also taught man how to apply his gift, and thus metalwork started. In the mythology, Pandora received a box or jar, known as a pithos in Greek. In Greek, the word translated as box was actually a big jar. Pithos were used for storing wine, oil, grain, or other food, or as a container for burying a human body, from which it was believed souls escaped and had to return. The gods told her that the box held unique presents from them, but she was not permitted to open it. Hermes then carried her to Epimetheus, Prometheus's brother, to be his bride. Prometheus had cautioned Epimetheus not to accept anything from the gods, but when he saw Pandora, he was awestruck by her beauty and immediately accepted her. The two got married, and Zeus gave Pandora one final gift for her wedding. He gave her a large jar containing countless plagues. According to Hesiod, the jar contained plagues and evils for men who eat bread. Given Zeus's rivalry with the Titan god of fire Prometheus, it's worth questioning why Zeus presented Pandora as his brother's wife. Pandora yearned to learn what treasure was so magnificent that it could never be seen with the human eyes, and why it had been entrusted to her care. She claimed she frequently heard voices asking to be let out of the box. Pandora grew frustrated by the box's enigma. Pandora became obsessed with the box over time, as if forces beyond her control were dragging her towards it, calling her name over and over. She kept reminding herself that she had pledged never to open the box. Hera's gift of curiosity had worked, and when she couldn't bear it any longer, she decided to take a quick peek inside. When no one was looking, she inserted a golden key from her neck into the box's lock. She unlocked the box by turning the key slowly and lifting the lid only briefly. Before she knew it, she was surrounded by a foul stink and a hissing sound. She slammed the lid down, terrified, but it was too late. Pandora tried to contain her curiosity, but in the end she couldn't. She opened the box, and all the sickness and difficulties that the gods had kept inside began to emerge. Pandora was terrified when she saw all the bad spirits streaming out and rushed to close the box as quickly as she could, sealing hope within. According to Hesiod, hope remained inside because Zeus intended humans to suffer in order for them to realize that they should not defy their gods. Pandora was the ideal person since she was interested but not malevolent. Pandora felt the weight of the world on her shoulders as she gazed at the rusted and awful gilded casket. A warm and relaxing warmth engulfed her, as if understanding her desire, and she understood that all was not lost. Unbeknownst to her, she had disclosed hope, the one good thing that Zeus had confined inside the box, along with the bad feelings. From now on, hope would be with man forever, providing comfort just when he thought everything was about to end. But what if hope is a good thing? What if its true meaning is simply the way we use the word now, namely, looking forward to better things and believing that good will triumph? If that's the case, is hope being confined in the jar a bad thing? The question here is, why hope is inside the box full of evilness? Is hope evil? The evil of hope lives on within us. So what makes it evil? I believe for two reasons. First, you believe things are improving, but they are not. So it's kicking the can down the road in expectation that things will improve. Nothing will improve until you take action and pay attention. The second reason that hope is bad is a lack of attention. With all of this wishing, hoping you get out of school on time, hoping the kids get off drugs, hoping you lose weight, hoping you find that perfect relationship or job. Instead of actually doing something to solve the problem, your life becomes filled with diversions. These distractions dull our perception of the world's beauty and activity. The story of Pandora's principal goal, however, is to answer the question of why evil exists in the world. Pandora's birth was depicted on the pedestal of Athena's statue in the Parthenon on the Acropolis in Athens. The expression to open a Pandora's box refers to doing or starting anything that will cause a slew of unexpected issues. The modern expression Pandora's box is based on this mythical story. It is said that a certain action causes numerous ills, such as Pandora's action of opening the box, releasing all of humanity's evil. Despite these evils, we humans have hope to keep us going. I hope you love the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Pandora's box in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
So when it comes to Pandora's box, a lot of people, don't get me wrong, hope is a good thing, especially when it comes to going through something. But you also got to be very realistic when it comes to hope. Because we can hope all day. Until we take the actions to basically bring that hope to reality, it's just going to be that. It's just like a dream. A dream is the same thing as hope. Hope is a dream. The question is, what are we going to do to make hope and a dream a reality? And that's the same thing you do every day when you make choices and decisions and follow behind people that are not people you should be following in the first place. When you hear people telling you go ahead and have sex, is no different than what that box was speaking to Pandora. Is the same thing that's being spoke to you. When you have somebody making you go against God, is no different than what happened with Adam and Eve when it came to basically eating that forbidden fruit and what happened when they did. I don't care what you do negative, there will always be consequences, repercussions, and karma. Every time you open that box, I need you to understand that you're letting something out that doesn't need to be out, that you can't put back. So it's like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Well, guess what? You can't put your past back together again. The only thing you can do is learn from it, grow from it, evolve from it, elevate from it, mature from it, and be more knowledgeable and take the coulda, shoulda, wouldas and now apply them now. You cannot go back. You can't keep going through the same thing over and over and over again. Because even if Adam and Eve wanted to get back to the Garden of Eden, even if they wanted to try to repent for their wrong, it still does not mean that God is going to let them back in Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden. It's just like all the things that have happened throughout history. You can't go back and change history. You cannot rewrite history. You can't do nothing. You have to basically, history is exactly what it is. There's no other way around that. So even though you want to change history, even though you want to change your past, you can't change something that's already happened. There's no changing it. I don't care if you go back in a time machine, you can alter something. And yeah, your situation may change, but somebody else's may be altered and it may be worse than what it was. So you can't go back and change your past. You can't go back and change what was. You can't change what happened yesterday. You can say that you should have got up and did what you did. The point is you didn't do it. So that doesn't matter how much you hope or how much you wish or how much you dream for something to be different. It doesn't mean that it's going to be different. It's just not. So whatever work you put in the day before will be the work that you did today. Whatever work you put into tomorrow will be tomorrow. But at the end of the day, is you can sit there all day long and say, I wish I could lose weight. If you don't do the work to make it happen, then it doesn't matter. You can hope all day to find love, but if you're not putting yourself out there, then you're never going to find it. So that's the way I look at that situation. So even though a lot of people may say, oh, I want this and I want that, but that don't mean that's what you need. Just because you want something does not mean that's what you need at all. So with that being said, I think that's it for me as far as Pandora's box. Now you know where I got my name from and why I named myself that. on my YouTube channel. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me for this episode. If you guys want to be members of my podcast, if you want to actually, be a part of it, just like, subscribe, and hit the notification button on YouTube. And also, if you are on my other podcasts, just like and subscribe as well. So I hope this information helps you through your journeys of your recovery because, again, recovery is not an easy journey. Healing is not an easy journey. But guess what? When you see the results of what happens by healing and recovering from situations, you'll be a lot happier and a lot better off. So, with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. But if you want to, be a part of my podcast as far as being a guest on my podcast, or if you have something that you're dealing with and you're going through and you want me to help you through it or one-on-one coaching, then you can email me at asha.mariama01. That's asha.mariama01@gmail.com. Like I said, everybody opens that box. The question is, do you want to know what's in the box? Everybody has a Pandora's box. Everybody has two doors you can go in. One is going to be a boring life, another one's going to be an exciting life. One's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. One is going to be yin and yang, and that's just the way it is. Now, as far as my Kama Sutra nights, that I have not quite figured out yet because I just want to really play music this evening. But um, problem is I can't do it on YouTube. I'm probably going to end up doing it on Twitch. So I'm probably going to end up doing my Kama Sutra nights on Twitch. Unfortunately, I might start it off on YouTube, but I'm gonna end it on Twitch so I can listen to music. So with that being said, I thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. And I am going to go rest my throat now because all I want to do is listen to music and vibe. That's all I want to do. I mean, I think I want to make my Kama Sutra nights just about music. That's why I'm thinking about going on Twitch. Because at least on Twitch, I can actually listen to music and vibe. I'm not on TikTok. I don't have enough followers yet for that. But at least on Twitch, I can listen to music and just enjoy my peace and quiet. My throat hurts, to be honest. I was debating was I even going to do my podcast today because I was in pain. But I've done it, and that's it on that. So I am going to chill out this evening. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to vibe, and that's going to be it. Because I know on YouTube I'm not going to be able to listen to music and vibe. But what I am going to do is I probably will do YouTube for a little bit and do my Kama Sutra nights, and then I'm going to switch over. So I'm probably going to do 30 minutes of my Kama Sutra nights, maybe an hour, and then I'm going to go on Twitch and I'm just going to listen to music and I'm just going to vibe. That's it. I'm not doing nothing else. My throat hurts. Because I do have a topic I would like to discuss as far as my Kama Sutra nights. So I'm getting ready to get that set up because I think I'm going to do that in the next couple of minutes and just talk for a little bit. And then I'm just going to chill the rest of the night. So for those of y'all, like I said, you'd have to find me on Twitch because I'm going on Twitch to do my Kama Sutra nights from this day forward. So I will be over there because I can't do music over here, but at least over there I can do music. At least over there I can just vibe and just chill and just, do my thing. So with that being said, I thank y'all for joining me for this episode. I am going to go finish drinking my tea because as you can hear in my throat, this is what I sound like when my throat hurts. It's been hurting for a while. So I have to talk like 2 or 3 times my actual tone. So I'll be glad when they find out what's going on so I can stop hurting. So that being said, I will see you guys later. Bye.